Can we go live? Yeah. The first of our semi-finalists are set at Flushing Meadows. We saw that with the women, we saw that with the men. And to talk about the semi-final action, Purav and I, the tennis geeks, I'm Somdev, good friend Purav Raja. We've watched some fantastic tennis. We've watched some really nice tennis. Where do we begin? Badosa, Navarro.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable match, right? So where do we see Badosa right now? She's unbelievable when she's on, but she had an absolute mental breakdown in that second set.
She did.
I mean, Navarro played a great first set. I thought Badosa will come back. Badosa did. It was 3-1 in the second set. It was 5-1 in the second set. And all of a sudden, this mental breakdown of 6 games. I mean, how can that happen to a top player after having a great hardcourt season?
That's puzzling. That's puzzling. If I was a part of Badosa's team, I really don't know what I could say because 5-1 up, this is tickets. It's over. Thank you very much. Let's start the third set on the right note. That's what Emma Navarro was trying to do. She was just trying to keep it close, get the momentum before going into that third. 28 points. Navarro won the last 24. 24 of the last 28 points Navarro won. And the problem for me, Purav, is the fashion in which it happened because the wheels were coming off so fast for someone as experienced as Badosa, which, I mean, I can't explain.
No, and we see this all the time. And we see, I mean, I don't want to keep bringing in Stefanos when I talk about Badosa, but, I have to.
Really?
I have
You
to.
really don't want to bring in Stefanos?
I just want to talk about the mental angle to this. Like, say that, they're both so mentally fragile right now. And they seem to be. Everything is bad. Everything is down. Everything is looking like, it's doomsday.
But Badosa was in tears at 5-4.
Yeah, what's going on?
At
I mean,
5-4.
how can that happen to a top player? It just doesn't happen. We never see it.
We never see it.
And no discredit. Emma Navarro, great match. Emma Navarro, great match. Emma Navarro, great forehand. Grinded really well. Did everything we expected of her. So I'm not going to take any credit away from Emma Navarro. I'm just very worried about Paula Badosa and her future when it comes to these big matches.
Yeah, because now it's the second quarterfinal in a row that Badosa has lost. 2021 at the French, 8-6. She was a favorite going in there against Zidansek, now against Navarro. I mean, maybe not a favorite, but I mean, 5-1 in the second.
You're taking Zidansek in one quarter, Navarro in one quarter. In women's tennis today, that's looking like a very good chance for a world number 2 to make a semi-final.
It should be. It should be. But again, Navarro, for me, I think it's all about her. The fact that she handled the occasion as well as she could have. She learned from a quarterfinal. I mean, 1 and 2, she lost to Paolini in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. She's clearly learned a lot from that.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. Yeah, very impressive into her first semi-final, and she does not look phased.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to give a heck of a match to Sabalenka. Sabalenka, of course, the second quarterfinal, Sabalenka versus Zheng. People were wondering, is it going to be a trouncing? Sabalenka's, thrashed her. She thrashed her in the finals of the Aussie Open. She, did the same thing in the quarterfinals of the US Open. Coming back here, a repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some crazy stat yesterday where the average forehand speed, Arina Sabalenka, is 1 kilometer ahead of Alcaraz.
What?
This year in the US Open.
No.
Absolutely crazy.
Really?
I saw the stat and it was absolutely mind-boggling. She's 1 kilometer, hits the ball 1 kilometer harder than Alcaraz for average forehand speed. Average topspin forehand speed. And I don't know how they're measuring that, but to be anywhere close to Alcaraz
is nuts. It's nuts.
It's nuts. It's crazy. So that's the level of tennis she's playing right now. And not many unforced errors. Very few double faults.
Yeah.
Sabalenka, definitely, like you said earlier, your pick for the tournament. And just tennis-wise, I mean, if an Olympic champion can't match her and gets beaten 1 and 2, and we're talking about a player in the best form of her life, getting beaten 1 and 2 at in a quarterfinals of a slam, it's looking like it's Sabalenka's slam now.
I mean, this is her 4th straight US Open semi-final. So obviously she loves playing here. She's never converted. She's in prime position to convert. Now, one thing I will say about Sabalenka is for the other players, when they come in with a little bit of fear. Because every time Qinwen Zheng hits a second serve, she wins 1 out of 3 points. She's winning 33% of points on second serve. So what that makes the other player feel is they have no time to settle down. They have to be aggressive, so then their margin really decreases when they're being so they can't push the ball in, because if they push the ball in, she's smashing it. Forehand, no chance. Backhand as well, she's super aggressive. She's serving really well. She only hit 3 double faults, but now against Navarro, I mean, we'll break it down further, I'm sure. But just I mean, what do you think of that first matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying locker room power. Sabalenka has it.
She's in the heads.
She's in the heads of every single women's tennis player right now. Alcaraz still has it maybe this year, and Sabalenka has it for sure in the women's side, and I think that's why it's her slam to lose.
I agree, and I mean, she's playing unbelievable tennis. She's won Cincinnati. She's beaten Schwantek in that semi-final really easily, 3-3. It could have been 3-1. But how cool was it to watch Roger? I mean, everybody loves watching Roger. Roger's back in New York. Roger's watching Sabalenka. He's enjoying the matches. There's a few other stars there as well. Pretty cool, huh?
He's watching Dimitrov right now, Tiafoe. I mean, how the world misses Roger is just scary. how he's just evolved into this, untouchable, amazing. Like, it's somebody, somebody larger than life. He is Mr. Tennis. I mean, we saw Serena the other day giving that pep talk and stuff. But Roger in the house.
Roger.
He just makes the slam, right? If Roger's in the house, tennis is played. Like Mr. Tennis is in the house.
If Roger's at the slam is better. It's as every place that Roger goes to, whether he's doing convocations at Dartmouth, that Dartmouth speech was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Whether he's at Wimbledon in a jacket, whether he's there the first day or the second day, Roger's just got that enigma, that aura. He always had it in the locker room, and he continues to have it wherever he goes.
The question is why, and I can only answer that question between us. As a player, he did things that nobody's ever done. He played tennis the way nobody's ever played. If I could play like Roger, or if anybody could play like Roger, I'd say keep playing tennis.
Because the thing is,
everybody tries to.
You try, and it's doesn't happen.
It's just impossible. I would love to put the serve on a dime wherever I feel like. Not hard, just hit perfectly into the spot.
And this is not the GOAT debate, but people can be taught to play like Novak. People can have the tenacity. Not really, but they can aspire to have the tenacity that Rafa has. You can't play tennis the way Roger does. And I played them and practice. In practice, Roger's 5 times more frightening because he's trying things over there that you haven't even imagined, whether it's a pass or a drop shot or anyway. So that's that. I mean, he's currently. And he doesn't have a bad relationship with anyone.
No.
He's unbelievable. Whether it's Novak, he's gone out and apologized to Novak and said, I could have treated you better. But anyway, let's come back to the tennis for now. The one quarterfinal that's currently going on is Dimitrov versus Francis Tiafoe. 1 set all over there. Anybody's match, really.
Yeah,
Anybody's match.
Dimitrov to play spoil sport. Who's going to be in the Grand Slam final? Is it going to be one American in the Grand Slam final? Only Dimitrov can stop them. Only Dimitrov can stop an American from being in the final. And otherwise, it's Fritz Tiafoe.
And the last time an American was in the final was 2006. Andy Roddick. Guess who he lost to? Yep. Before that, American in the final, 2005, Andre Agassi. Guess who he lost to?
Roger Federer.
Exactly. And of course, Roddick is the one who won the last American to win a major, 2003, beating Juan Carlos in that final. Electric stuff. Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz now beating Sasha Zverev. What can we, initial thoughts of that?
Yeah, I think Taylor Fritz just played an immaculate match, and he keeps doing that on hard courts, and he's become this giant killer for Alexander Zverev. He did it, it's a bit like Emma Navarro and Coco Gauff. He did it at Wimbledon, now he's doing it at US Open. Emma Navarro beat Gauff at Wimbledon, now again at US Open. And I feel like Taylor Fritz, I'm surprised at how badly Alexander Zverev played, by his own admission. He missed so many backhands. It was scary. I never associate Alexander Zverev by missing backhands.
Never.
He misses serves. He misses the odd forehand. He's been known to have a shaky serve. Serve was fine. Known to have a shaky forehand. Forehand was fine.
Forehand was shaky.
Forehand was fine.
5-4 in the second in the tie break at 5-4, a 4-3. He's just shanking.
Yeah, I know,
but he doesn't want to accelerate.
Yeah, but he missed 40 errors from the backhand. 40 errors.
That's
from the
odd.
backhand side.
That's odd.
Forced and unforced, and we don't like discussing forced or unforced. I think 40 unforced errors from Alexander Zverev's backhand is just scary. And by his own admission, the worst match I've seen him play for a long time.
It is, but now that means that Taylor Fritz I mean, the reason he won is he created opportunities. 13 break points he created. He only converted 2. But the fact that it was a day match certainly helped Fritz. And also the problem I feel, a lot of players over here who get nervous on their forehands, let's say, and great players. Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff has a problem with her forehand. Sasha Zverev has a problem with his forehand. And the biggest tell for me is when you do not accelerate. You actually slow your racket head down, and that's where the shanks...
After contact, they slow down. It's all I feel like a lot of the best players, they accelerate after contact. Well, a lot of players who are not confident, they decelerate after contact.
The body...
whenever you want to put a second serve in, you suddenly hit it, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if it's going in.
You're hoping that it goes in. You're not...
When you're confident, you're like, and then the ball just goes.
When you're confident, you pick a spot in the court, and you just accelerate through it, commit through it.
It's going in.
And you can see the lack of commitment on...
but great effort from Taylor Fritz. I mean,
unbelievable effort.
Serving, immaculate, forehand, amazing, mentality, unbelievable. And that's really where we leave today, with the Americans having a field day. It could be an All-American, one American in the final for sure, and 2 Americans in the semis already, in Navarro and Fritz.
Yeah, that's unbelievable stuff. And that's all we have. Those are our first semi-finalists at the US Open, and the top half of the draw. That'll be played tomorrow. We'll talk a lot more about that, as well as some more previews into those quarterfinal matches tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in. Hope you got the info that you wanted. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back for more.